Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another AGIX price prediction update, which at the time of this recording is holding below the 20-day MA here on the 4-hour chart, which is now acting as resistance. We are also holding below a key area of support at around the $0.39455 mark. We have also continued to obey the Elliot wave structures, where we had been seeing a bit of a breakdown to the lower side in the formation of this wave 2 in a move that has now managed to get into the minimum retracement area highlighted here on the charts using this blue target area, and all this is playing out after we fully peaked in the formation of a larger Elliott wave count 1, and that was after seeing a 5 wave structure of this Elliott wave structure right here in red, having the wave 5 giving us a peak at around the $0.67 mark. And now my primary scenario is that whatever we are seeing at the moment is the start of an impulsive wave in the formation of this wave 3. And before we started seeing higher prices in this Elliott wave structure right here in yellow, we had been seeing higher prices in this 1-2 setup to the upper side. And before I get further into the technical analysis, to give you the short-term scenarios and also give you my target areas in the formation of that wave 3, first give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also check out the channel membership, and allow me to first give you the fundamental analysis that I'm expecting for the day, where we have the CPI data later in the day. And as a result of the CPI data, I'm expecting a lot of volatility in the market. And depending on how the CPI data comes out, that could result in lower prices or maybe higher prices to fully maximize our minimum target areas in the formation of this wave 3. And that is what I have on the fundamental analysis, and now giving you my target areas in the formation of this wave 3 by connecting the trend-based Fibonacci from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the Fibs to the low of the second wave. That now gives me a target area in the formation of that wave 3 at the Fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $1.29489 mark. And that is the minimum that I'm expecting AGIX to do on the long-term scenarios in the formation of this wave 3. And because of the impulsive nature in the formation of the wave 3, I'm also expecting to see a 5 wave structure in formation, having the wave 5 fully maximizing our target areas and also giving us the high for that higher Elliott wave count 3 to the upper side. And it is that micro Elliott wave count within the formation of the wave 3 that is going to give me the short-term scenarios, and I believe that is better seen here on the 1-hour chart, where we also have a chart pattern that has now given us a massive breakout to the lower side. And before I get to the Elliott wave structures, let's first take a look at the chart pattern that we had over here on the charts that was formed yesterday, where you can see that on the charts I have this chart pattern having this as a horizontal area of resistance. Then we had this trend line over here, and you can see at some point we lost our trend line to the lower side, and having lost that trend line, we continued unlocking lower prices in what is the breakout to the lower side. And the minimum target areas for this breakout can be given by the height between the horizontal area of resistance and the lower side of this trend line over here. And by getting that height and then placing it at the apex of the chart pattern, the minimum target area to the lower side is at around the $0.37047 mark. But there are high chances that the low that we have at the moment at around the $0.37855 mark is the low for that breakout to the lower side, and there are high chances that we might start gearing up and continue pushing even higher, obeying the Elliott wave structures that I have on the short-term scenarios, where you can see I have this Elliott wave structure in white, where we have now peaked in that first wave, seen a corrective structure in the formation of that wave 2, and now my primary scenario is that whatever we are seeing at the moment is the start of an impulsive wave in the formation of the wave 3, and I'm expecting the formation of that wave 3 since I believe that you have now bottomed out in the formation of this wave 2 within this white target area, which lies between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.78 by connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, and there are high chances that the low that we made at around the $0.36815 mark is now the low for that second wave, and we are now ready for that massive pump in the formation of this wave 3, and giving you a target area in the formation of this wave 3 by connecting the trend based Fibonacci from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. That now gives me a target area in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $0.87233 mark, and that is the minimum that I'm expecting AGIX to do here on the short-term scenarios in the formation of that wave 3. So in case the CPI data comes out as being positive to the market, then we can expect our pump to start immediately, see a break above our key area of resistance at around the $0.394555 mark, and the moment you manage to break above that, then we can watch our next key area of resistance at around the 0.45, get a successful retest, continue gearing up, and then from there we can watch for a break above the wave 1 high at around the $0.59 mark, and that is what I'm expecting here on the short-term scenarios. And also taking a look at the indicators on the RSI, we are trading at around the 33 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to fully support higher prices. Also taking a look at the MACD, we have been able to print a bearish cross, so let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll be keeping you updated.